Hello and welcome, dear gentle viewers of YouTube World. This is Amrita Sinha, an occupational therapist and a life coach in training, checking in for my day 19 of 75 Soft, which is a mindset kind of transformational challenge. The details of the variant, which comes from the original 75 Hard, are in my description box. This is just going to be a quick check in because today is a hard day for me. No real rhyme and reason. I'm just feeling down in dumps and found it really hard to get through the day. So I've taken the forgiveness challenge, the forgiving mode of the challenge, where you still get to keep the goals even though you might not complete all the aspects of this challenge, which is hydration, nutrition related challenge, meditation, exercise, reading. And the exercise was the one that has taken a slack today, and I had to choose kindness. I got reminded that am I choosing kindness? And I've had busy days, and when I have big days, is this is what I feel. I feel a lot of tiredness, slump for no reason, and I've learned to recognize that as my body telling me to just slow down because my brain runs millions miles faster than my body can keep up. So I've exhausted my brain, and my body is feeling it. Um, and I'm a big ideas person. I like to do big things and kind of work on it, and I exhaust myself. And I'm sure a lot of you might find yourself in similar boat. So this space has really been a check-in and accountability, and a kind of a vulnerable place for me is to just turn up, be my authentic, raw, rugged self, and see if anybody aligns with me and if it helps anybody to just feel that you're not alone. I hear you, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. I'm a firm believer of that, but today just needs to be a slower day. So I'd promised I would check in about what I was doing yesterday in terms of my reading 10 pages, and they've all been around my money type, my money story, and my financial planning. And that's been kind of, and I think in some ways, I've I do this. I kind of give myself a fright. I have a really big goal. I get really excited, and then I get overwhelmed by my big ambition. And my big ambition for next 3 months is to generate $150,000 in revenue for my business. Um, and I'm not entirely sure. I have some revenue streams that I can tap into, but I'm not confident that I will hit. But I'm confident that I can manifest that. But there's also the negative voice on the other shoulder, which is saying, "Who do you think you are? You're crazy. That's a crazy number." But like I said, is I'm training to be a life coach. Part of it is working on those mindsets for myself, and then share my lived experience and learned experience with you guys. In terms of my money type, I was pretty pleased with my money types. That is exactly what it came up. I'll put both the links that I did tried on me. So majority is an investor type, but also a small 15% portion is a debt juggler, and I call it sexually transmitted debt, which is STD, and which is a marital kind of circumstance that sometimes we find ourselves into. Um, and that's mine. Some of the kind of debt and fear situation around finances due to business losses and kind of the experiences that have come through my husband's business, that gives me anxiety for sure. Um, and money story, like I said, is any coach that you would work with would want to kind of know about your mindset. And whenever we are looking at finances and looking at financial abundance or abundance in life generally, it would be unfair to say that people don't think about finances. We always think about money, but then money doesn't come on its own. There's also relationships, there's also health, there's also spirituality, there's also kind of your life's purpose. All of them together means abundance. No one section will provide abundance on its own. that would be incomplete. That's just material gain that you've had. So it's really different coaches talk about it in terms of money mindset, money programming, and one of the coaches that I worked with is Lloyd J. Ross. He talks about money programming, and his book, Money Grows on Trees, is a really fantastic resource. I'll put a link of that in there as well. Is what has been your programming, and some of the questions that he asks are quite pertinent. Is kind of what money story have you inherited from, and what is the money programming, and what is the new money programming that you're telling yourself. And mine is that you decide your earning potential, and it only stops when you stop learning. So that's my bit of nugget. Coming having to come here and feedback about it reminded me to go back to my kind of coaching booklet and look at some of those resources. And that's what I wanted to share. So if I've just popped on your feed, thank you so much for uh, spending last 6 7 minutes with me. I apologize for the background noise, which is my daughter and my husband, as always, causing ruckus. um, if anything lands for you, please like and subscribe and engage with the content. Until then, I will see you again tomorrow for a check in. Take care and bye now.